Welcome to Keep Calm and Mother On. And this is kind of a different sort of recording style. I'm sitting in my car and I thought I would just kind of do a life update so we could talk and, be like friends sharing coffee. So summer has started. So thankful. We've been to the water park twice, and both times it involved my kids facing fears and showing bravery and perseverance. And that's exactly kind of what I was hoping for, right? Like, water parks are fun and enjoyable, but there's also risk there where you have to climb up big towers, and that might not be awesome if you're afraid of heights. And you have to go down water slides, sometimes with straight drops, and other times with like tubes that are covered. Lots of things to embrace, and it is just so much fun. My favorite part about water park days is that it's literally impossible for me to have my phone during those days. That I actually leave my phone off and locked in my car is what I find the best option is. That way it can't accidentally be stolen at the water park, and I'm not distracted. And I think being around large bodies of water with multiple kids, it's really important to not be distracted. So those are my own personal convictions. So we've gone to the water park twice. That's been awesome. My kids found a local, really low-key triathlon to train for in our town. And so we've been running together and biking. And yes, they complain sometimes, but mostly it's been fun. Oh, and we've been swimming laps at a neighborhood pool. I've really embraced only the breaststroke, just so you know. So if you see a woman at your pool swimming only laps with breaststroke, you can think of me. My goal is to swim like 15 minutes at a time. I don't even count laps right now. Maybe I should. But I just look at the clock when I start and try to swim for 15 minutes straight, slowly doing breaststroke. The other thing that's going well so far this summer is our audiobook. We're listening to the book, The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind, Young Reader's Edition on audiobook most mornings, I'd say. So I don't know what day it is. We listen during the weekdays normally, and we just finished chapter 10. So it's not every day, but it's enough where we're making progress in the book. And the book also is one of those stories where there's a lot of, I don't know if you know anything about it. It's about a young boy in Africa, and there's a famine and a drought, and his family is very poor, but he is so curious about electricity, and I think he ends up making a wind turbine or a windmill based on the Boy Who Harnessed the Wind title. We're not there yet, but it's fascinating enough where all three of my kids are interested, kind of. And I'm super interested in it because I can just listen to the story and think about all the perseverance that it took. So a lot of my mindset lately has been thinking about the Thrivers characteristics from Dr. Michelle Borba, because I've been leading this Finish the Book book club now, and we are on chapter 5, and we're about to dive into the last 2 chapters, 6 and 7, and each of the chapters is about a character strength that you need. So there's self-control, empathy, curiosity. I'm going to forget the other ones, but I've really, really, really enjoyed this. Self-confidence, that's another one. And so because I'm reading this book so slowly and with other people and trying to deep dive into every chapter and find extra resources for every chapter and make posters to hang up, I'm really soaking it in a way that I love. It's so life-giving for me. I love being a teacher, and I find this a really natural way. So I get to be mindful with a book, right? I love pausing and slowing down, but I get to be super curious and engaged with topics that I love that make me feel like a better human and more fully human. And I can't say enough good things about this project. I'm so glad that I jumped in and tried it. And the next book, if you're curious, it's going to start mid-August or beginning of August. I'm still setting those dates up. And it's going to be How Not to Lose Your with Your Kids by Dr. Carla Nomberg. She was one of my very first podcast guests that I ever reached out to. And she is just hilarious, and her book is awesome. When I read it to interview her, I literally took pages and pages of notes with a Crayola marker. So when I started the Finish the Book book club, I knew that her book needed to be one of the ones I did. And I've talked to her about it, and I think she's even going to come meet up with us. And I am so excited for that too, because she is just a down-to-earth person. You know, sometimes when you read experts and you feel like that expert cannot relate at all to your life, and you close the book and you're like, while you might have some really amazing information for me, I don't know how to apply it because your 24 hours is completely different than my 24 hours. The How Not to Lose Your with Your Kids book is completely opposite. Like, she is the mom next door, and it's fantastic. Okay, so that's enough about books. Let's see. We haven't really found anything amazing for TV shows lately. We are re-watching Mattel minifigure series about Minecraft minifigures. It came out originally in 2017, and they have 3 series. They're just short YouTube videos. They're about like 7 minutes long, and it's just funny. We all laugh. The host is Communicate, and she's a little bit manic, and I just love it. I love things that can draw all 3 of my kids together and cause laughter and bonding and novelty right now. So it's summer, and I am so thankful that it's summer. I really am glad for this change of seasons. We're going to be traveling for the first time in like 2 years, almost 3 years. We're to go visit family in my home state. I cannot wait for that. And yeah, I'm just excited. So with that announcement of traveling, I am going to be taking the month of July off from new podcasts. And I'm going to be giving you the best of shows for both Breathe With Me and the Friday episodes. So the month of July is going to be the best of shows so that everyone can take a break, myself included, and really just slow down and savor time. Because I was reading a story on Instagram the other day. Don't know who it is, but the words got to me that she was a mom looking back at old photos of her baby. And she was having a hard time remembering the moments. Like, she could look at the photo, but what she remembered first was the stress of life at the time. It wasn't the joy of enjoying her kids. And I always think that we have kids initially to enjoy kids, right? Like, we don't jump on the parenthood path because we want like no fun, right? All the work and none of the fun. We want all the joy. We want the fun. We want the connection. We think about it as like this amazing thing when you find out you're pregnant for the first time, if you're wanting to get pregnant. And so when we think about parenthood, it's easy when we look at the photos and then remember all the stress of trying to figure it all out, that we don't always enjoy our kids as much as we hope to. So that's the rest of the goal for summer. and for every day of my life really, is how do I enjoy the people I'm with when I'm with them? So when I wake up in the morning, I usually try to start my day with thinking, what 3 things are going to bring me joy today? And then one of the slight twists on that question now is going to be, how can I enjoy the people I'm with more? How can I enjoy the people I'm with more? How can I enjoy my children today? What would that look like? What would that feel like in my body? How could I enjoy my kids today? And lately, one of the ways, right, was going to water parks. The other way was playing a new game of Uno that I bought, playing left, right, center, sitting down and watching YouTube videos, playing dominoes. There are many ways to enjoy your kids. Just sitting down and giving my teen a foot rub and talking about life. Huge way to enjoy my kids. But by asking the question, I'm more mindful and more intentional. And that's really the secret, I think, to the style of parenting that I'm going for, is slowing down enough to remember what my intention is. So I can live from a place of purpose instead of just reaction all the time. Well, that's the life update. Let's talk about self-care. The self-care that I'm doing right now is totally cliche. I will put an affiliate link in the show notes for this, but I finally tried that Olive and June nail polish, and I'm really enjoying painting my nails at home with this nail polish. And they have walkthroughs about like how to do a good manicure at home or a good pedicure at home. And I think that's been so key, is that I watch the videos while I do it, and their little poppy cover that goes on the nail polish. It makes it easy for my left hand to paint my right hand. I just love it. And I've bought some new fun nail polish colors. So I'm not leaving the house to go get the fancy manicure, but I'm doing it myself and listening to the tutorials and watching music and slowing down. And that has been my self-care, is I physically wrote it on my calendar, like every 2 weeks is the pedicure, and then every 10 days is the nail polish, unless I want it before that. So if you see my fingernails on Instagram Live and they're not painted, that's probably because it's an in-between day. I try to give my nails a break a day or two in between, but there you go. That has been my self-care, playing with nail polish. And then the family fun idea, I think the family fun idea can be your intention. How can you enjoy your kids today? And whatever bubbles up with that, do that. Don't hold back. Life is so short. We don't know when life is going to end. I have the privilege of having 3 grandparents that are in their 90s. And I was talking to one of my grandmothers this week, and she was saying how she just didn't understand something. And I said, isn't it great that you get to still grow and learn? You can be childlike. And she laughed at me. She's like, you think I can be childlike at 94? And I was like, absolutely. But I don't even know where I was going with this. Oh, that's my life right now. It's summer brain. But show up with intention. Don't let fear, my grandmother can be 94 and childlike still and curious and interested in life, then let that interest in your kids and your relationships inspire you to take action. So when you think about how you're going to enjoy your kids today, don't just pause with the thoughts. Take a 3-minute action and do the thing. Even if it's just listening to the chicken yodel song, it's a real song, on YouTube or Alexa or Google Home, however you need to find it, okay? Well, I think you're amazing. You are exactly the right mom for your kids. You're exactly the right human to be alive in this moment. If you're not a mom, There is someone that you mother, I promise. Okay, I am so proud of you. I am so glad you're here. Oh, do you know that song by Elizabeth Mitchell? That's what inspires that one every time. I'll put the link in the folk song too. Okay, there's going to be a lot of links in the show notes. Find me on Instagram if you want to have conversations. And I hope you just have an amazing summer. So there's going to be one more podcast for the month of June and then best of shows for all of July. Okay, have a good one. You are the best. Bye.